All right, 2026 has begun. I know everyone is starting to get into the swing of the year, really finalizing the tactical plans to help accomplish the goals you have for your management company this year. So, we would like to throw in the 2026 trends for the industry that are going to really impact the industry this year. So make sure as you're finalizing your strategic plans that you take these things into account. So first is we know that the Fed is going to be lowering rates some more this year. So what we're advising our clients is if you are relying on ECRs to keep your company profitable or to prop up your operations, make sure that you're dialing in your expenses and reducing your reliance on ECRs in the operations of your company. So be ready for that. Also, when the Fed lowers rates, we think that inflation will continue to grow, and you want to make sure that your boards are planning for this by doing consistent fee homeowner due increases. So go ahead and be educating your board so that this is going to have an impact. Inflation is most likely going to continue, and to start building that into the plan and the budgets for the communities. AI. In our 2025 update, we talked about how there's a lot of buzz around it. It's not here yet. But in 2026, we think the main management company softwares are going to really start hitting their stride with AI. And one thing to keep in mind, if you want to be successful in implementing AI into your company, you have to have your processes documented. AI will take pieces of your process and automate them. But if your processes are not defined and are not standardized, you are not going to get the full benefit of AI. So in preparation for AI hitting its stride this year, map your processes. What we're also seeing is large management companies have been developing their own internal AI agents, and we think these are going to start to give them some competitive advantage going into 2026. They're using them for internal knowledge bases, hiring support, and specific tools for helping managers. The next is offshoring. And offshoring, you hear us talk about it a lot. It is only going to increase. We don't think AI is going to replace the need for offshoring. I think it's going to start to maybe affect what the lower level positions that you would normally offshore. But we're seeing a lot of companies have a lot of success with moving offshore team members higher and higher up into the organization. So offshoring needs to continue to stay a high priority of your company in 2026. Touched on this a little bit in our last videos. We are seeing insurance premiums start to normalize across many markets. We've seen big increases in the last few years. So let's keep our fingers crossed that more markets, the insurance premiums are continuing to normalize, at least have smaller increases this year or even some go down. We think with the state of the economy that staffing will become a little bit easier, and there'll be more candidates. Again, this has been very market specific for people who are hiring locally, but we do think there's going to be some more quality candidates out in the marketplace in 2026. Now, these next two trends are unfortunate, but I don't see them going away. I think the state of our country and how divided we have become, I think boards and homeowners are only going to continue to be more and more challenging. And this is only going to increase in 2026. So as you're thinking about your strategy for your company, any types of tools and resources you can support your managers, your frontline team members, and helping them in de-escalating situations, helping them, what I like to say, squeeze out the dirty water. You know, when your team is taking in negativity all day, they're just like, it's like a sponge soaking in dirty water. So anything you can do to help squeeze out that dirty water or create an environment where your team and your managers can kind of release some of that negativity, I think that could be a big competitive advantage for companies that really figure out how to shift the negativity into positivity within their organizations. And the last one, homeowners are becoming more and more lonely. And I think this also could be a cool competitive advantage for management companies if they're figuring out more ways to create community within the communities that they manage. How can you connect connect the residents? Maybe it's events, but finding ways to know homeowners are really lonely. How can we create more community? So I'd love to hear y'all's ideas. What trends do you think are going to be affecting the community management industry in 2026?